for? Who's done the best cross-selling job of anybody in any industry in the United States of America? The fast food industry. When was the last time you went and ordered a hamburger? You don't. You say, give me a number 1, 2, 3, or 4. Yeah. Well, the fast food industry just cross-sold everybody into getting their French fries and Cokes as part of their meal because they weren't selling enough French fries and Cokes, but they were hamburgers. And when they do that, it's the same thing. And I always say, okay, and then how many times have you answered the question? And this is the pushback that you hear a lot. Well, I don't want to get too personal. I don't want to, to pry too much into their business. I don't want to make them mad. How many times did you answer the question, would you like a hot apple pie with that? How many times did you answer that question? A bunch. Yeah. And you usually answered no, I'm assuming, right? Yeah. Okay. Did you ever not go back to that place because they asked you that question?
No. You still go.
You still go. So ask them the questions. They're not going to get mad at you. You're doing your job. Who's going to get mad at you if you don't ask that question and somebody goes out and has an event that happens in their life and they don't have anything for it, and they would have happily purchased it if they would have known it was there.
Yeah. I think especially if you are in the senior market with insurance sales. So Absolutely. Say that you are which we could apply this to people that are doing, under 65 health. Right. But let's say we were talking about over 65 health insurance, Medicare, because you mentioned final expense in there as well. I think a lot of agents are so hyper-focused on that one thing, Medicare.
Right, no question.
They're totally missing out on building long-term relationships with their clients and actually ensuring, because we're talking about insure your love. Helping their clients to see the gaps and the possible needs they have beyond Medicare. Right. Asking them the questions, hey, what is your game plan if Alzheimer's was to happen? What's the game plan?
A stroke. What's the biggest sign of a stroke? The stroke itself. That's the biggest sign of it. You don't get warning on that.
Right.
When you do that, typically is what happens if it goes right side of the brain or left side of the brain. I don't remember which one. One of the sides do all basically your bodily functions. You being able to walk, move your arms, feed yourself, and do all that. The other one goes to the mind, the memory, the cognitive and long and short term memory. Either side of it, you're going to be in trouble. So it's, that's where you don't know because the biggest warning sign is a stroke itself. And that's where you have, there's a guy over at Mom's place that Bob might be 51, had a stroke, and his family can't care for him.
Well, I had a very close mentor of mine, is my band director in high school, died at 50, heart attack.
See?
And I was like, what?
Yeah, no, it happens. It's out there. That's why life insurance, that's why you need to do it. But asking those questions is just, I don't understand why people are afraid to ask questions. And if you ask them a question when you're trying to do your job, if they're going to get mad at you, probably not your client anyway.